So we gonna start off with this heifer's malnourished children doing a guest list. Lisa, I'm tired of your lies. Your son was not crying over Jen Shaw. He was crying from the pain in his rickets. Rickets. Give that boy an orange.
However, Lisa Barlow, I have a question. When Jen was very upset she didn't get invited, didn't I say not everyone gets invited to everything? Didn't I have your back?
Yes, you did.
Andy done tripped Jenny up. He said, so why did you never defend Lisa of being a master manipulator? You were always quiet with that. She starts to get to, oh, well, I didn't really know them that well from the first season. Meredith said, well, you knew all about me to make a snap judgment from the party. And Whitney said, yeah, you knew me too. And then she gets started with the backpedal and the pussy pop and the And now we get to more of Lisa Barlow's two-facedness. How fast did you run to tell Mary what everybody was saying about her? 50 or 60 miles per hour?
Oh, I didn't say anything. It was editing. She was actually talking to Robert when we first started, and I said, I've seen the emails and the articles online. Do you want to talk about it?
Oh, talk about beating a dead horse. We back on this daddy's memorial? So Wonky Eye asked Meredith, why did you lead Lisa to believe that you were at your father's memorial? And she said, I never did that. She said, I know you're with your family right now. And here's a really great follow-up question. Why would I answer the phone at my father's memorial? So this has all been a lot of ass and umption. Oh, Lisa's still trying to say,
no, Meredith, you told me you were at the memorial.
I don't believe she did. However, after the break, Lisa goes over to Meredith and tries to say,
you know I love you.
I don't know what to know right now. You know what? I don't want to hear your excuses anymore. I'm done. I'm disengaging.
Oh God, now Lisa whining about the rant that they put in. Well, honey, you said it. So complain to yourself. So now we get into mean texts from Myrrh. I got cold for a second. Andy gonna ask Jenny, why weren't you intimidated by Mary? And she starts flapping those gums. She wasn't not intimidated by Mary. She was looking down on Mary because she'll tell you in a minute she got the complexion of protection. She felt free to chastise Mary like she chastised black people during Black Lives Matter. And Bravo felt free to free you of your check. We can all feel free. Now Andy asking everybody, is Mary's church a cult? Jen was the only one who said, well, that tribute was mighty strange. I mean, when that woman said you're a fabulous dresser, I feel like if you're a spiritual leader, is it really about what you got on or what you got going on in your heart? Jenny really gonna say, why is Mary's church so interesting to everybody? Why are you so uninteresting to everyone? That's the real question. And then Heather gonna say, well, Lisa brought Cameron on and made it a part of the show, which she did. Call her out, call her out.
Oh, God, now we've got to listen to Lisa's crocodile tears.
You're just mad that your plot line passed, you sorry heifer. So Meredith asked Lisa, before I assume why you had me meet Cameron, was he really on the board of Utah Foster? Whitney said, no, he wasn't.
He was in process.
You gonna lie on dead folks. Ooh, you sorry. You know, Whitney said, well, I looked it up and he ain't on there. And Meredith said, no, he's not. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick? Why are they sick? Because they found out the truth? Because they're calling you on your lies? Whitney said, look, she brought him around because she knew he'd get to bumping his gums and Meredith or I would bring it back to the group, which we did.
So Meredith says, I have one more question. Lisa, did Cameron give Mary $300,000?
Well, he had expensive. I don't want to say numbers. I don't want to say numbers. I mean, he had a very expensive house when he died. Oh, Meredith said, well, Lisa, you told me it was 30 grand off cam.
Lisa Barlow says, well, I want to bring out these text messages just because I wasn't sure about the loan.
Well, you know what? Even if you weren't sure, you didn't correct it with the group.
Whitney said, yeah, and you let me run with it. Whitney, you should have learned from Portia Williams you don't run with shit. But Whitney gonna say, Lisa, nobody believes those text messages. They could be crafted. And they could. So Lisa has text from Cameron saying he didn't say anything, but Meredith knows exactly what he says, and he's told Whitney his business too. So, Lisa, you're lying yet again. This is the Lisa Lies special. Oh, so Mary was having an affair with the attractive Cameron. Yeah, I see why she ain't show up at this reunion. I mean, she gotta be getting dicks from somewhere, because that banana she married is gone brown. So Cameron felt he was taken advantage of when he was a tenderoni. I believe it because this church definitely seems to give a grooming tea. I guess they don't care if it's men or women, they gonna groom the youngins. We don't want to hear about these fucking children. Oh God. Wonky Eye, you really gonna ask about Twink Mark's track suits? At least he put out more shit than She by Sheree, but ain't nobody wearing that. I don't think that Heather was living vicariously through her daughter, telling her to have a wild time. This is the time to have a wild time when your parents still got your back and you ain't gonna make mistakes that'll fuck up your life. This is the time, not in your 40s, because she trying to have a wild time. Now she got too many responsibilities. You ain't got no kids, you ain't got no man, it's all about you. Enjoy that moment. That's all she was trying to say. Stop attacking that heifer. Leave it to me. Because I won't go in on it too hard. That's one thing I ain't going to attack her on is her mothering. Now let's talk about the malnutritionist of the bunch. Let's talk about Lisa. So Wonky Eye asked Jen, why do you think Meredith wasn't a good friend to Lisa? And she said because Meredith crawled up Mary's ass. However, the real issue was Lisa crawling up your ass. That's why Mary moved on when she found out she was a two-face. Then Heather comes in. You were so upset about Meredith's relationship with Mary that you went on that rant and said she slept with half of the Upper East Side. Ain't nothing wrong with getting it up on the Upper East Side. I done had sex there a time or two. They got good views over there. At least she's sleeping with some men with some money, and they probably nourish their children. Lisa, you're a bad mother. I'd rather sleep with somebody on the Upper East Side than a bad mother, but that's just me. And if your kids are malnourished walking around here with scabies and rickets, I don't know what else to call it. Piss poor parenting? Crappy child rearing?
Don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth.
Heather said, don't put words, it was subtitled. I mean, Lisa, you just came on here like Phaedra Parks, just unprepared for court. The court of public opinion. So Meredith points out yet again Lisa's two-facedness and lies. And Wonky Eye said, you've been pointing that out all night. You have had this heifer's back. Lisa, the argument started with Mary because Mary knew you was a two-faced heifer. Fuck Jenny.
Meredith said, there is truly nothing. It is completely and utterly incomprehensible that me saying I was offended by your feelings of me not having your back, even though we've proven that I have, for you to go on that type of tirade about me, especially since you purport to be my friend. I have never spoken this way about you. Nor would I ever speak this way about anyone, especially if I purport to be their friend.
Thank God this is a reunion. I might end up needing a nose job. My shit's gonna be looking like Dwight's by the time I'm done.
I called you 3 days, Lisa, while my father was dying, and you never called to check on me.
Of course not, because she was getting up in Jen's business and Mary's business. She ain't have time for your sad plot line. She gotta stay on the show.
And then you're going to bring up Jen when you knew that was a sensitive subject days after my father's demise?
Spill it, Meredith. Tell it all.
Well, I certainly called you afterwards about it. I checked on you. I always check on you.
I don't know what world this heifer live in, but then again, if she think her kids can live off fast food, we know she an idiot.
I sent you a text weeks later letting you know I had things going on.
Can I see the text?
Andy said, Lisa, the lies aren't landing with me.
Well, it's landing with me.
So now we get to Lisa's rant. So here's what you said. I'm not a whore. I don't cheat on my husband. Haven't slept with half the Upper East Side. Andy, did you have to read the whole thing for Bebe? Girl, you enjoyed every minute of that. I swear you can eat a toothpick after that. Girl, Whitney said, Lisa, you've been saying shit like this before that even aired. Call Sarah Jane Wilson. Heather said, I believe you've been saying it about me too. After all, you called me the fun time girl. We didn't even know each other in college. Heather did not say this is a Scooby-Doo episode and we didn't rip the mask off the real villain.
Lisa says, so Heather, why did you say that Meredith didn't have my back when we were in Vail?
Ooh, listening to Lisa's excuses is exhausting, but Heather got her together. She said, look, you ain't willing to apologize in a meaningful way. I can't defend you because your behavior is indefensible. Whitney said, shutting up is free. If you actually listen to a friend, you might keep one. Lisa really gonna say, well, I'm sorry, and I hope we can work on repairing our friendship. Meredith, if you don't cuss her out, or just give her this.
Lisa said, well, I didn't realize the mic was on.
Whitney said, bullshit, you knew it was on. So Wonky Eye asked Meredith, so who were the fellow huzzies on the stage since you said you know who's sleeping around? And of course she backpedals and pussy pops. I have information. I'm not going to share it unless I choose to share it. That's not a threat. It's an implied threat. But you're too chicken shit. So we get into the rumor where Meredith and Jen humping on the same heifer. I heard Meredith and Jen were bumping pocketbooks and not losing change. Lisa keep trying to talk to Meredith off camera, and she says, I'm not getting into this off camera right now. She is done. You thought Jen pissed you off. Ha ha, this is a new heifer. And instead of just apologizing, she's still got to make excuses. Oh, well, you were talking about my renovations. Your shit looks like a hovel. It's giving Gabrice and Gabrissy. Meredith said, oh, so I called your house ugly, so I'm a hoe. Oh, that's fair. All right, well, I'm going to see you soon. For Candy's crap. Girl, I'm trying to get into Power, but I'm finding it quite dry and unseasoned like Tommy's skin. And this theme song ain't helping. So we open with Tommy giving the heifer that got her face cut open a beer bottle so she can get the swelling down. She said, you didn't care about me when Pink Sneakers was after me. I thought she was Pink Sneakers, but this is the girl that got her face cut. I can't remember all these heifers. So she says she got the product from somebody else who tried to kill her. Don't nobody like this heifer. So Tommy says, you know what, let's just work together since you got 10 bags of coke, cause child, ain't nobody gonna miss that. That's $300,000. Meanwhile, the second in command's son is bailing 3 guys out of prison. So now we see that the second in command is in cahoots with the cop that went to Diamond's barber shop and knew his name. Back with Tommy and Liliana, they getting ready to make cocaine New Jack City style. She got down to her skivvies. He fills her in on Ghost demise. So they set up their 50-50 split and get to work, starting with the toast to Ghost. However, after a long day of cooking crack, Tommy drops by his bros with some pizzas. However, the brother's happy that he's given him the money, but he's like, I don't want your ill-gotten gains. But Tommy says, look, tell me how much you need, and he tells him about $2K. Meanwhile, with Diamond and his brother, Diamond wants to do community work. However, the brother's like, oh, what a great way to money launder. Diamond's like, no, that's a Zircon idea. We're trying to get VVS clarity. The brother's like, look, the barber shop, the house I set you up in, all that comes from the same place, so we could go on and get these kids right with the wrong coin. However, back with Tommy and the cut heifer, they finish cutting, but Tommy wants to get to selling. She gives him a lowdown of the lay of the lands. Blacks and Latinos in the South, the Irish in the North. Tommy said, look, all I care about is green. However, back with our battling brothers, they get into a little tiff over who's who because Diamond ain't the same Diamond. But the brother said, I'm not your little brother. I'm the man keeping CID relevant. And I'm not here to take your orders or talk your shit. However, Diamond is pushing his little brother to work with Tommy, but the brother don't want to be bothered. Honey, you want Tommy to have your back in a bar fight. Meanwhile, the daughter and the son have a meeting with the father about the shakedowns and a loss in percentage in profit. So the father says, you know what, we gonna have this officer over since he wants to shake us down. We just gonna kill him. Think he gonna take my money. Meanwhile, across town, second in command goes to meet with Tommy's new girl. While she's at her mama's grave begging her for a second chance, and she says, I don't know. Girl, you know you tired of him. But now we got Tommy and the cut heifer meeting with the Irish Pappy and his henchmen. So now we have Tommy trying to convince the Irish Pappy to diversify and cut some of his coin into gold. So the father sets him up to work with the son. So they go to some DJ's house to move weight, but there's a damsel in distress, so Tommy gotta save her butt. But of course the crazy DJ goes crazy and grabs his gun and is waving around. We're not leaving until I get my deal. These people in Chicago is desperado. So the DJ's bodyguard turns on him and they end up killing him. They go back and tell the pappy they gotta drop the body off up at Lake Placid and he pissed. So because they didn't do the deal, now they gotta take the product up to Lake something. And the dad's like, if you can't do it here, how you gonna do it there? Let me call it. Tommy says, I done already offed him, boo-boo. It's just me and you. So the pappy says, well, let's do the deal with Diamond. Bring him to the table because he can distribute this kind of weight in the shy. So Tommy goes to see Diamond while he's getting his boxing on. However, the brother come in and he pissed. He said, oh, you want my top seat? You gonna have to take it. You know Diamond can knock you clean out. So Lil Bro get in the ring and he gonna dust it up with Diamond because they like to tussle. So Lil Bro had him on the ropes for a while, but of course Diamond decked him. But he wouldn't beat him to a pulp because that's his bro. However, with the Irish Pappy daughter, she meeting with the congressman that's apparently shaking them down. So the daughter threatens the congressman with his daughter and he's like, all right, leave my family alone. We'll keep the money, you owe me the same. However, Tommy at his hideout tells the cut heifer to head on. So Tommy heads off to the meeting with the Irish Pappy. So him and Diamond are there and they want to talk business. But apparently the Irish people mad at Diamond because they thought he messed up one of their heifer's faces. So Diamond's like, I'm not here for this bullshit. However, Tommy tried to calm Diamond down, but Flynn go cussing him out again about old shit. So Diamond store off. Tommy and his son are like, what are you doing, Coot? You're cocking up the coin. Meanwhile, we got the po-po staking out their little meeting. And they done caught Tommy on camera. However, as Tommy leaves the meeting, a black Mercedes starts to follow. Oh, okay, it's the Irish daddy's daughter. And she pulls Tommy over. So she give him a little welcome to Chicago. Chaos creates opportunity. I got some good drugs too. So she definitely want to work with him. And probably get a little dick. However, we got Diamond's brother with one of his crew. And he said this is going to split CBI forever. Half of us going to go with you and half of us will be loyal to Diamond. So we find out the drug that the daughter has is from a failed diet drug that acts just like cocaine. And so the heifer she's sleeping with wants her to sling that shit. We gonna go back to Tommy and he has Gloria over to his hovel. And we close out with Copulele. Let's get to the next episode.